What's up guys, welcome back to my YouTube. Today I'm going to cover how to train during your peak week, cover cardio, diet. I'm here with Cassy Martinez. She just did the USA's, got 4th out there. Now we're 5 days out from North Americans. Headed up to try to take her for a pro card. And we'll go through her last leg day and I'll give you all my explanation throughout. So let's get going. I think people really overcomplicate peak week training, and I know people are hashtagging peak week and make it out to be this magical beast that all of a sudden you're going to transform your physique. And it is, you know, when a lot of fine tuning does happen and things can change quickly. But also, for the most part, what you've been doing all throughout prep should continue throughout peak week. And if that's gotten you to a point when you're a week out and you look really, really good, then not much should really change that drastically. And regarding at least weight training, I believe in continuing to do the same things you did throughout the entire prep. So the same movements, if you're doing hacks or squats, whatever, you can continue to do those. And regarding exercise selection in this last week, you do need to weigh in level of fatigue and safety. Because, I mean, gosh, you're a week out. Like, will it matter if you're doing a back squat versus a hack squat this last week? And probably not. The big thing is safety. So if you have someone that's, you know, you're at your lowest body weight and core stability has decreased over the time just because you've lost some waist size, or even if you've already started to manipulate water for some reason or using diuretics or anything like that, makes you more susceptible to injury during training. So it is a good time the last week to be mindful of your exercises. Then within that, so we have our exercises. I think the order can stay within the same. So usually how I have people training, hitting big compound moves first, and then moving into more like metabolic isolation work. I think that still can be done. The main idea, the big thing on peak week is still trying to give a good stimulus to hold on to that tissue, and also hopefully you're not at a point where you're trying to still lose body fat. Okay, because if you start dropping back weight training volume, you are dropping back calorie expenditure. So that is something to think about. But ideally, what I'm thinking about is trying to drop back volume a little bit, stimulate the muscle, and then get out of there, and give this person a stimulus that's enough to retain the tissue, but also uptake glycogen when the time's ready. So nutrition goes hand in hand also with your peak week training. So a lot of people will drop more to like proteins and fats, and you don't need to do a depletion workout with more volume. Just the same workout will be depleting in itself. And going into prep, you're already in a depleted state anyway. So I don't think that is quite necessary, doing like a super high volume depletion workout. I don't think so. I remember Dorian Yates, he said, why would I change my training? Like, why would I need to do a depletion workout? I'm already depleted. It's like, well, yeah, that makes sense. You've already been dieting hard and super lean, so you're already going to be really, really insulin sensitive and glycogen depleted. So I don't think a depletion workout is necessary. So going through these lifts, basically I have her hit 1 or 2 work sets, and then that's it. And those 1 or 2 work sets, we are taking it shy of failure. So that is the one difference, because once you get to those very last reps, although there are very strong stimuluses for hypertrophy, it is getting to higher risk. The risk for the benefit I don't think is quite there. So even you're stopping 1 rep or 2 reps shy, like those reps preceding those last few reps are still really, really beneficial. So I think we're just trying to really manage risk versus benefit this last week. You trained so hard for 20 weeks, so it's not the time to go out and try to max out on a work set and hit a PR. So volume is brought back slightly, and for instance, for Cassy, like she has to do quite a bit of cardio to get lean, and her legs get really taxed from it, and her legs also get really inflamed. She just tends to hold more water in her lower body. So that's is something to be mindful of when I am training her, that I'm not trying to obliterate her legs, because it's going to take a while to recover, and the level of leanness that she truly has isn't showing because of how watery her legs are, just from all the cardio and training. So I'm not trying to hit a leg day that's going to make her sore for a week. That would be ridiculous. And we also I want to space out leg day. So usually 5 to 7 days is when I'm hitting someone's last leg day. And I think that's plenty of stimulus to last throughout the rest of the week. And you know, I think that's the big thing to manage is how that person responds to leg training, because I do have some people that their weight jumps up the next day after leg training purely just from water and inflammation. Other people, it doesn't matter. Like me, I can train legs and it won't matter. They might look a little blurred, but not to an extent of where I'm gaining a lot of weight from it. But we all been following me. I'll do push-pull legs. The last week I have separated it out to where I'll keep my sessions a little shorter. So I'll have like a leg day. I might just hit back and then hit shoulders and maybe chest. And then when I'm out at the show, finally, like Thursday for a Saturday show, my Thursday workout will probably just be a upper circuit pump session where I'm doing, you know, picking 2 exercises for each body part, 2 for chest, 2 for back, 2 for shoulder, maybe 1 for biceps and triceps, and then hitting like 15 reps for 3 sets, just doing 3 rounds of that. More like squeezing, contracting, just because that's pretty close to the time where I'm going to be loading, carb loading afterwards. So I do, it almost is nearly depletion, but more of a stimulus. You know, you just want a full upper body stimulus to pull more glycogen into those areas. So that's the thought there. And then at least for me, for a Saturday show, Thursday's always been my last training session, and I'll do more just posing meal by meal, just to help move carbs around, move food around, keep digestion moving. But as far as going in the gym and training, I haven't. And I have met a couple people though that they actually keep getting better if they keep training. So I've seen people that train like the day before the show and look better opposed to not training. But again, that's when you have to get into really being really individual with things. But for the majority, prep has been so taxing that pulling back as you approach the show and recovering more and getting a little fresher look is beneficial. That's what I've seen for the majority of my clients that I work with. But at least that's how I handle my peak week training. Again, that's kind of just some generalities that I throw out. The specifics get down to when I'm actually working with someone and what I can actually do, where their fat loss is, where their nutrition's at, and how much water we probably need to manipulate on them. But that's it, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Also, if you want to keep up with my off season, and you can look at my weekly blog that I'm doing. I put up my whole diet, training, all the whole aspect of my program, my body fat, my weight, everything. Struggling with my allergies, and so you can see it all in there on j3sportsrd.com. Until next time, guys.